Hello. So I wanted to make a little bit of a different video than what I usually make. I wanted to talk about the reason why I think it is so important for somebody to own a good quality vacuum cleaner. Okay, I'm not a vacuum cleaner salesman. I don't go door to door. If I sold a door to door machine, I would assume that I'd own that door to door machine. I do own some door to door machines, but I would never be able to live the life of a vacuum cleaner salesman, door to door. I think it would be cool to work in a vacuum store, but I own some pretty expensive vacuums. This one being pretty decently priced. I think I paid like $330 for this, because when the Miele Maverick came out, I went to the store to buy it because I didn't want to wait for 2 day shipping on Amazon Prime, and they didn't have it. And the guy kind of just assumed that I was being a liar, and he'd never heard of the vacuum before that I was talking about, the Miele Maverick, which is a black twist, is all it is. And he gave me the twist price, which was like kind of Miele's annual clear or like sale price on two of their machines. I think the Delphi and the Maverick were on sale for like $319 or something like that. But anyway, I just put the Miele out because I kind of wanted, a prop, not just talk in open space. So, and it was out and ready to access. But the way I see a vacuum cleaner is, so many people just say to themselves, it's a disposable appliance. It's like a or it's like a coffee maker. It's like a food processor. It's like a toaster oven. I can pick it up. I can unplug it. Well, unplug it, pick it up, or take it out of wherever I keep it, and I can throw it on the side of the curb. It's portable. They're relatively lightweight. They get moved around, all right? Well, but yet, how much of a responsibility do they play in your house? And if you think, oh, well, they clean my carpets, then you're wrong. They don't just clean your carpets, okay? They clean your hardwood floors because my parents were the same way. We owned a Panasonic dirt sensing upright. I don't remember what model it was, and they don't remember either, because that's just typically how people are that aren't really into vacuums or even just care, I guess. And I think my parents would be more likely to spend that price of like this vacuum cleaner on a Shark or a Dyson than they would be to buy this one. Not just because they're bagged vacuums, but they would never step foot in a vacuum cleaner store. But they play a huge role in your home. What would be the point in even bothering spending your time pushing this thing across your carpet, across your hardwood floors? Hopefully you do that. If everything that you picked up, or most of it, or even a portion of it, was thrown back out. Okay, that's like bagging your grass without a bagger, or sucking up the leaves with a leaf vacuum in the fall without the bag on, and just putting it right back down, or with a hole in the bag, or something like that. Okay? People always say, job well done sort of saying, or whatever. A job's not worth doing if you're not going to do it well. And I've always felt the same way about vacuum cleaners, or any appliance, to be honest. Washing machines, dryers, refrigerators. Okay, we spend a pretty penny on those. You can get a washing machine for like $450. It's probably not going to do that good of a job or last that long. And there's always going to be those, oh, I paid $200 for my washer on sale and I've had it for 15 years, blah, 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 But sometimes miracles happen, okay? But I think the washing machine we have downstairs, we paid probably like $700 for about 10 years, or like 8 or 9 years ago, okay? And the drum sounds awful. It needs to be replaced. It needs it. It needs to be kicked to the curb. But people don't think of a vacuum cleaner to be the same way. But a vacuum cleaner, it will always play a bigger role in your home than your washing machine, or your refrigerator, or your dryer, or your microwave will ever play in your entire life. They clean, or should be used to clean, every surface in your home that is a dry surface. For dusting, you can use them for, and I do. Your hard floors, your carpets, your upholstery, your mattresses. Okay, your washing machine does not do that. Your refrigerator doesn't do any cleaning. And cleaning is a very important part of your life to be able to be healthy and maintain a healthy lifestyle for your family and for yourself. And the moral to this whole video that I'm trying to explain is to put a cap on your vacuum cleaner already by just walking into Walmart and saying, I'm buying a vacuum cleaner, or to Target or something. And there, there's always going to be a market there. Somebody's always going to be buying a vacuum cleaner from them. That's why they sell them. And people are more likely to go to one of those stores to buy one. But believe it or not, if you're going to say, well, some of the best vacuum cleaners ever built were sold in places like, no. Vacuum cleaners that were very well made, that are vintage, were sold at department stores like Sears. Sears has turned into something similar to Walmart and Kmart. They are owned and are sister companies with Kmart, but they used to be what is called a department store. Macy's is one of the oldest department stores, and they have started selling machines like that as well. But, I mean, it also has to do with the market and technology advancing and people going away from bagged vacuums. But anyway, going in and buying something like that, yeah, you may have that vacuum cleaner for an extremely long time for whatever reason. But it's never going to filter well. I can guarantee you that. I will guarantee you from the moment you turn it on, the dirt that you are picking up is escaping from the vacuum. So everything that you pick up, you should be paying money on. And I think a lot of people don't care because they don't see it. But I do. My mom smokes. I care to pick up as much of that ash that happens to float away as possible. And it doesn't even have to do with just a smoker home. Or pet dander or anything like that. But to be able to keep up and trap as much that makes its way into your home is very important. It's very important. Not just the noticeable dirt, but the stuff that you can't see. Okay, all that fine stuff that you happen to pick up in your dirt bin or your bag or whatever is not something that you were able to see in your carpet. Okay? And being able to trap that in the bag or the filter is extremely important. Now, then you also get the other excuse. Well, the parts are too expensive. I don't want a vacuum cleaner that I constantly have to maintain. When has anything ever lasted an extremely long time, or a considerable amount of time, or a return on investment that you haven't had to maintain? And maybe that seems like a contradiction to people. What's the point in owning something for a long time if you have to constantly maintain it? But parts are inexpensive. I think a HEPA filter replacement for this vacuum cleaner is like $32 on Amazon. And this vacuum cleaner doesn't even have a HEPA filter. You can buy this Miele vacuum cleaner, and when you buy the bags for it, which I believe are around $18 for 4 or 5 bags, and this is the same bag that's been in this vacuum cleaner, which I don't very regularly use it, but I've had this vacuum cleaner for almost a year now. But a vacuum bag should probably last no less than a month, but in my house, they last several months. But the bags I buy, it comes with those filters. So right there, everything's already taken care of. It all comes in one box. And every vacuum cleaner brand is different. But to be able to take care of what you already paid for, and to not only that, but take care of your home and your lungs and your family, a washable filter is never going to perform the same way. It will never be brought back to 100% life from when you wash it, okay? But again, with those major appliances in your home, this is a major appliance. How many food processor stores do you see out there? How many toaster oven stores do you see out there? Have you ever seen a vacuum cleaner store? Do they still exist? Yes, they do. Because there's a huge market for them, and they are a huge health component in your life. And it can go two ways. It can go a positive health way with like a vacuum like this, or a negative way with a Dirt Devil feather light or a Hoover wind tunnel, and there are some instances where some vacuum cleaners don't do too bad of a job filtering. But it's not only that, but buying something that will withstand constant beating, being moved around. This gets used more than those major appliances that sit in your basement or your laundry room or your kitchen and whatever else. And they are actually moved around and, used and abused and worn way more. And a vacuum cleaner like this, or a Sebo, or a Ricard, or a Simplicity is going to stand up way longer than another vacuum cleaner will. And now that they offer lifetime belts, how many vacuum cleaners out there on the market can I think of that you can buy at Walmart or Target with a lifetime belt? I can't think of any. Shark and Dyson both say no bags, no belts. There are clutch assembly replacements for Dysons all the time. And they don't necessarily, they say lifetime belt, but they won't replace them. The belt is covered under the Miele's. I believe it is a lifetime warranted belt. If I'm wrong, sorry, but I've never had to replace a belt on any vacuum cleaner before, even ones without a lifetime belt. And a lot of the time it's just a claim, and because they claim it's a lifetime belt, they also don't cover it either because it was supposed to last the lifetime of the vacuum. And how long is that for a vacuum that you buy at Walmart anyway? And I'm not saying that they're bad vacuums. I own an Electrolux Oxygen 3 that was bought at Lowe's, okay? I have 3 Sharks. Actually 2. I have 2 Sharks. I have 3 Dysons. I have 2 Hoovers. Okay, they are all department store vacuums. And I like all of my vacuum cleaners for, individual reasons. But I will say my most favorite vacuum cleaners that I own are the ones that you pay a pretty penny for. And it's not because it has fancy features or anything like that. This has swivel technology. Okay, well, most of my vacuum cleaners swivel. Okay, it has a really long stretch hose. Well, most of my vacuums have a very long stretch hose. It has a on-off brush roll. Well, most of my vacuums have that too. I very rarely buy one without it. There's nothing super fancy, but this is one of my most favorite machines that I own, along with some others as well. And it is pretty heavy. Alright? But it's going to last a lot longer. And I know that when I buy something like this, I'm going to be taken care of for at least as long as my warranty is covered by, because that's the way that it works. And I also know that if I do have a problem, yeah, I can take my Walmart vac to a vacuum cleaner store, but it's more than likely that I am going to spend equally or more than what the vacuum cleaner is actually worth. And when you buy something and then go and take it to get serviced or fixed or something like that, or say this did need a new brush roll, or, I took it in to get a maintenance or something done to it, it's very likely that they will do stuff like, give you something on the house, or did something a little extra, or, whereas if you buy a vacuum cleaner from a store, that's your vacuum. It's all you from now on. If you need help, it's technical support through